The Monday Morning Marketing Podcast is brought to you by Esther of IPA Group, bringing premier online promotion to your business.
And Melanie of Stomp Social Media Training, who empowers business owners to manage social media and marketing for themselves.
Welcome back to another episode of the Monday Morning Marketing Podcast. Today we're talking managing yours and your customers' expectations. Now, expectations can be quite high.
Yeah, they definitely can.
That's my first thought when it comes to this episode. I mean, people tune into us with high expectations.
Bless them.
After almost 3 years, and we still... Joking, guys. Yes, we are a reputable pair of speakers.
I wonder what you were going to say then.
Speakers.
Yes.
Speakers. We're speaking to them.
Yes.
Yes. But how can you manage your customers' expectations, but also your own? Sometimes we put our customers' expectations above what we actually expect for ourselves.
Well, it depends on where you're going to start from. I mean, we've all come across the phrase and not always necessarily understood it, is what is CX? And CX is the abbreviation, the jargon for customer experience. And then there's the UX, which is the user experience. But today we're going to be talking about customer expectations and what we expect of them as well. And there's a couple of ways we can do that. One of the first ways is, and I know I'm probably going to bore people to tears here, is to do terms and conditions for your business. And these terms and conditions...
Okay.
Yeah, what?
I was just going to ask, who reads them?
Well, this is why it's so important to have them. Because every single lesson that business owners have learned over the years, over the decades, we're talking over hundreds of years, has slowly but surely become a customer or a personal expectation. And these have become terms and conditions on your website. If you have a look at a user manual, it will say there are certain expectations, there's certain ways things behave, and certain ways you should behave with these products or these services. And if you have a look at your competitors' websites, hopefully they've got a term and condition on their website as well. But every single time you make a mistake with a client or they make an assumption about what you do, hopefully somewhere that is getting stored and becoming a lesson that you've learned. And I think, honestly, the best way to manage your customer expectations is to take that lesson and make it a term and condition on your website.
Yeah. And then refer them back to it, saying, if you remember when we agreed to work together, this is what you agreed to. This is what I agreed to do if you have a contract with them. And this is what you agreed to do, e.g. pay on time, send over the information on time. I mean, Melanie and I, who work in social media management, how many times do customers send something the day that they want it published?
Too many times to mention.
Or, I just thought you could knock up a little image for today. No, I can't. You know, it's not as easy as just knocking up a little image or a little blog. That one's just a real kicker. You know, just sure, it won't take you long to. You know, terms and conditions can help you manage their expectations,
and they should be
if they want
on a formal contract, as you say. Even a quotation, they should be on a quotation.
Oh yes. And that's another thing that, well, when we've sent out quotes, at the bottom there are terms and conditions even of the quote. You know, the quote is valid for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, whatever you want to put on it. And it's renegotiable inside a certain amount of time. You know, or once they agree to this, then they have to hand over A, money, B, information, C, content for their website, whatever the case may be, within a certain amount of time. Otherwise, the website will not be built in this case, or the content will not be shared on social media. So just going, oh, here's my website. take information from it for the social media will maybe keep us going for a week. Who on your terms and conditions or on your quote or your contract, who is responsible for taking the images? Who is responsible for sourcing royalty-free images? Who is responsible for making videos? Who is responsible for finding the hashtags, doing the research? Break it up into who's doing what.
And
otherwise you'll be lumbered with everything.
And it's not even down to the actual work itself, it's how people contact you as well. One of my terms and conditions is how people can contact me and when they can contact me. Cold callers, if you like, people I haven't worked with who aren't clients, they have a certain time frame between 8:30 and 6 p.m. Monday to Friday, excluding bank holidays and that sort of stuff. But if you're a client of mine, then you can find me contactable 365 days of the year at reasonable times. So reasonable being, not 2 o'clock in the morning.
Before midnight. But even
so it could be anything. If you're managing expectations.
And any small bit, I think our social media in general, not just Facebook, has made it that a lot of people forget that there are people behind the platform. So they expect an immediate response. So somebody sends a message to the jewelry maker at 11:30 at night on a Friday, just before attending a wedding the next day or on the Monday, and expect not just a reply, but yes, that's no problem. I'll do that for you, and I will post it express delivery at no extra cost. People are maybe expecting a little too much from small business owners.
I've gone to the point of actually putting down not only what I do, but also what I don't do. I don't run courses in Google AdWords. I don't run courses in SEO, and I don't run courses in website building.
Yeah.
So it's
I know,
managing
because people can hire you. Yes, because getting back to the jewelry designer, somebody might hire you to make earrings and a necklace, and they get it and go, "Oh, that's amazing! Can you also make me a watch?" Well, yes, but I'm going to need 3 weeks or whatever. Oh, no, but I need it for tomorrow. Once they see the quality of the goods and services you produce, they will expect more and more and more, and maybe even for the same amount that they paid for the earrings and the necklace. It's like, just throw that in for me. A lot of people have become because larger companies can give discounts from time to time, they expect small businesses to be able to keep up with those. When it's, you have to sometimes put your foot down as well, and refer back to a podcast that we did recently on how to say no to a customer. It's scary, but it sometimes has to be done. But even if you don't want to go as far as doing terms and conditions, FAQs on your website can help your customers or potential customers find answers easily. How long is the turnaround time?
I still think you need terms and conditions, though, because you need it on your quotes. If you're going to be sending, even if you're doing a product, and we're not just talking services here, we're talking products, there will be a set of expectations. They'll expect it to be delivered in a certain way, in a certain time frame. It's this time of year that we're recording right now, it's coming up to Christmas. Okay, I know I've now stopped making this evergreen. Yay. And so I'm now being overwhelmed with get this by Christmas, delivery can be promised by Christmas and all this sort of stuff. And that's a customer expectation. Yeah. And they're managing my expectations. So they're saying 5 days until the cutoff point, 4 days until the cutoff point. Do you know what I mean? So they're managing my expectation, but they're also giving me a sense of purpose and a sense of, you need to make a decision now. They're trying to convert me.
Yes.
So they're managing customer expectation.
But then it would be wrong of you to then contact them in 6 days' time and say, oh, can I still get it by Christmas? And expect them to go, yeah, that's no problem.
Yeah.
You know, you have to, like, they should refer back to, oh, well, I'm sorry, but the cutoff was yesterday. Can't make an exception for you, because then if they do that, you might go and tell one of your friends, and then the exception has to be made for everyone.
Yeah.
Or they might have to take on extra staff to cover, you know, people putting in late orders.
So,
and how viable could that be?
Well, that just wouldn't be, you know, tenable at all. It would be completely untenable. So when we're talking about customer expectations, have a look and see what your competitors are doing. Can you match or surpass what they're doing? Can you improve on, you know, if somebody's having a bad experience, look at their testimonials and see if you can, you know, if anybody's got some bad stuff up there, because, you know, sometimes you see especially on Facebook, they put up a recommendation. It's actually where they're saying they do not recommend. We see that quite a few times. And that's when you can go in and go, actually, maybe that is something I can work on. Maybe I can better manage my customers' expectations. So terms and conditions are one way, but if you don't have terms and conditions, you've got to manage your customer expectations in a different way, and also what you expect of them too. And I think personally, terms and conditions are the best way to do it.
Yes, but it is a two-way street. Don't be afraid of including in your terms and conditions how, when, and what method you want to be paid.
Yep.
Because too many people are like, oh, yes, I'll next week.
I'll send it by Revolut. And I don't even have Revolut.
Or, you know, you shouldn't have to open a new way to receive money just because it's inconvenient for your customer. They should and will adapt to you. Okay. Hope that's been useful. Let us know your feedback on that. And, you know, it still is evergreen content because Christmas is always coming.
That's true. Winter is coming.
Just saying. We'll be back next week, guys, with another episode of the Monday Morning Marketing Podcast. Until then, bye-bye.
Bye. Looking forward to that. You know, all the
Christmas or winter?
The offshoots of Game of Thrones. Yeah, Jon Snow apparently is coming up.
Have you seen the dragon one yet?
I've started watching that, yeah.
Oh. Yeah, no, it's good. It's good.
Yeah, really enjoying it.
Haven't finished it yet. Very long. Can't concentrate.
Well, Game of Thrones wasn't short either.
No, but I was in a different headspace then.